So again, this is the CNOC 16. We rode this for miles and miles and miles, and it held up extremely well. And really, I mean, other than a few scratches on the frame, it's still in excellent shape, and I plan on using it with my younger son. So when Carter was probably 5, was that right, Carter, when you were about 5? We ordered the Beinn 20, which was definitely a change. You know, you no longer have the coaster brake that you have on the CNOC 16, so you just have 2 hand brakes. Still a very short distance between the grip and the handbrake, which is fantastic. These are also a 7-speed bike, so that definitely took a little bit of getting used to, but he took to it fairly quickly. And if you just put it in 3rd or 4th, they really don't have to shift a whole lot. And it took him a little bit to realize he couldn't shift from 1st through 7th in 2 seconds, but once he got that figured out, it was no problem going from the smaller bike to this bike. Again, the weight being the #1 factor for me, why they can handle it so well and feel so comfortable on it. We did order the kickstand and water bottle holder, which is handy. That way they don't drop their bikes on the ground as much. And although these handles are a very tough, durable rubber, so they hold up really well. So he rode this bike from the time he was about 5 until just about a week ago, and that's when we got the Beinn 26. This is the Beinn 26 small, and Carter just turned 7, so he's also 53¼ inches tall, so he's fairly tall for a 7-year-old. And they actually said that his inseam was a touch short, about a ½ inch short for the seat itself, but they don't need to have their feet flat on the ground, and he can touch the ground easily, so he got on this one without a problem. Yeah. So the only difference really between this, obviously the tire size difference is huge, and he can keep up much easier. Still dual hand brakes. Does come with a bell. It is an 8-speed. Carter, put your hands on there just to show him the distance between your hands and the brakes. So you can see it's very easy for him to reach. And I'll scoot back a little bit so you can see. Like I said, he just turned 7, and I think it fits him really well. And you can see I do have the seat down about as low as it can go, but he can still touch the ground pretty easily. Again, we got the water bottle holder and the kickstand, which are nice. Like the other bikes, quick release on the wheels, which is handy. And this is the blue color that they offer. I think they call it teal. I was afraid it was going to be more the light teal, but as you can see, it's actually most of the bike is a darker teal, and it's really nice. And Carter, I think, really likes it. So, is there anything you want to tell us about it, Carter?
As he said, as long as at least like your tippy toes are touching the ground, you'll be okay. Because I was on a field trip on my school once, and I was riding a bike that could only my feet could barely touch the ground, and it worked out pretty good, but still
A little harder when your tippy toes just barely touch.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, this is an 8-speed. We rode it the other day we ride down to a creek not far from the house, and there's a very steep hill to get there. And on this bike, you can obviously see the size difference is pretty dramatic. If I put the wheels up, put it a little closer, you can see the size difference is pretty dramatic. And so really it was the first time. He's a strong rider, but he totally crushed me going up the hill, which isn't saying a whole lot, but it was very easy for him to make it up the hill with the larger tire size. So, Carter, you wanted to ride it real quick? We should have he always wears a helmet, just FYI. That's it. That's the Beinn 26 small. And that's 3 Islabikes. So if you have any questions, I wouldn't hesitate to ride them. They've been fantastic bikes, and you know, they'll last a long time and good resale value. I think when you get to that point, you want to resell the bike. It'll be a good long-term purchase.